Hello and welcome to Touch from Grass podcast. My name is Grace Floyd and thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited you are here and very thankful you are here listening Touch Some Grass podcast. This is for anyone who is trying to hold it together on the outside but know that their body is simply asking for more. You have this inkling that there's something deeper inside of you that's craving a little more, whether that's more connection, more listening, more love, more communication. You know there's something else there. So this podcast is for you. My name is Grace Floyd, and here we talk about all things skin, body, nutrition, nervous system, all the good stuff that helps us come home to ourselves and do it in a way that feels true to you, to blend the joys of the modern world together so we can thrive and really get the best of both worlds, because we are so blessed to be here. And if you're on a journey with your health, I hear you and I'm here for you. I know that sometimes it feels like the world is against you, and I'm here to let you know and hold your hand when I say that it is not. It is simply your body asking for you to listen, and that's what this podcast is about, to help you listen, to touch some grass if that's what you need to do, to really tune out the outside noise and tune into what's going on. And that is easier said than done. So my aim in this podcast is to break this down step by step by talking about the key themes of nutrition, mindset, and belief work, nervous system regulation, movement in the body. So connecting your body with movement that's actually connecting functional movement patterns that are connecting the way you move with things that are going on internally, looking after your health, talking about all good things when it comes to health in a way that is sustainable and a long term, not a band-aid fix, that's going to help you live your best life in the long run. So, welcome. I want you to know that your body is not the enemy. It's simply asking for you to listen. So, I'm going to teach you how exactly to do that, how to overcome what is going on with your health and fully embrace the fact that I know, as shit as this sounds, and this saying doesn't always apply to things, but I truly believe that when it comes to your health, these things happen for a reason. They happen to show you a little more about what you're here for. And I wholeheartedly believe that we're all here for a bigger purpose than we realize. And to have some belief in something greater than you is what it means to heal yourself naturally, because you have to believe in something bigger than yourself. You have to believe in what is going on here in order to have some kind of hope. You've got to believe and be a little bit, I know this is thrown around a lot, but be a little bit delusional in how you think your body is going to heal and how you're going to overcome things, because that's the key. That really is the key. And that's what I want to help you to do. So, to wrap up the intro, welcome to Touch Some Grass podcast. My name is Grace Floyd, and thank you so much for being here. This podcast is all about how we can heal your body through coming home to yourself. We talk about the core pillars of nutrition, mindset, movement, nervous system regulation, and low tox living, so we can get back to your bodies and their intelligence to thrive, to heal. Do it in a way that is really true to you. No quick fixes, no fluff, just real honest advice and stories and wisdom, and action steps so you can apply some things into your life and see an improvement in your health, see some changes, or just notice the fact that you are communicating, your body is communicating with you, and how to feed back that information, actually do something with it for the benefit of your health. So thank you for being here. So today's episode is all about how the story you are telling yourself is showing up in your symptoms. This episode really comes out with a bang in terms of what my true beliefs are around health. If you are limited in your thinking, you're going to be limited in your experiences, and your experiences when it comes to what you're experiencing with your health. So with your health. So this is all about how we can slowly start to rewire our beliefs about ourselves, about the world around us, to benefit us and our health. The essence of all of this is how to lean into your symptoms, to whatever you're experiencing, and understand that they are just messages. And the thing with the messages from our body is, nowadays, and I know this can be helpful sometimes to get diagnosis to what is going on, so you know the next steps of how to treat it or how to overcome it. That's all well and good. However, sometimes a diagnosis is putting us in a box of what it is. And I'm sure you know that there is literally no one size fits all. Everybody is different. Yet we all technically have the same anatomy, and so from a biological and physical point of view, there are some key things that I'm going to talk to you about in this episode of how you can better manipulate your beliefs and your mindset to work with you, not against you, when it comes to your health. Every individual is different based on your upbringing, based on other, health history and all the things. So I don't want to dive into specifics, but from a general point of view, when it comes to your beliefs, your mindset towards your diagnosis and believing if that's forever or not is a big thing, because so many of us who have been diagnosed with autoimmune conditions are told this is incurable, there's no treatment for it, all the treatment options are like X, Y, and Z, and you have to be on this treatment for life. Bullshit, in my opinion. But some people choose that and go down that path. I'm very grateful for my upbringing that my parents chose to not go down that path after a few years of navigating my health, which has really set the tone, I guess, for my point of view and my perspective on health. And the way, I guess, my life has evolved in the last 5 years, I would say, has been like this slowly coming home to those like core root beliefs and finding more stuff to support that is the truth. That is my truth anyway. And with anything I ever say as well, please remember to, and what anyone says, I think this is important to, if it resonates, take it on board, but if it doesn't, feel free to reject it. I will also encourage you to be curious and to have an open mind, because without the open mind and without the curiosity, you are then going to be stuck in your beliefs that do not serve you and that are driving your symptoms, are driving your inflammation. So if there's anything you take from this, it's just to be curious and to have an open mind across all pillars of health and life. Because life just gets so much more easier, I would say, when you do have an open mind and when you are curious. And at the same time, when you question things and question your own beliefs instead of taking and not ever questioning things, because if you don't ever question what is going on, you just take it all as truth, then you are not living your own life. You're living the life that other people are essentially telling you to live. You're taking on beliefs constantly from outside. And if you're never reflecting and questioning and asking yourself these things in a way that is calm and regulated, and in a way that is beneficial for your growth or development. And I say that because I know sometimes we can overthink things. So that's why it's key when we are reflecting, when we are questioning things, to do it in a fashion that is regulated and relaxed. I'll go into that a little more. That's one of the big things we do in the Glow Method, which is my online school community as well. If you're interested, the link for that is in the show notes, and you can get 7 days free with a 15-minute onboarding call with me to see where you're at and how you can best utilize the space. So yeah, we do go into lots of detail there in the Glow Method. Anyway, yeah, coming back to questioning things and questioning yourself, questioning the world around you, while being rooted in what your values are and your core beliefs. Yet to get there, to understand what your values are, to understand what your core beliefs are, does take the questioning in the first place. So that is what I want to help you do today, is to become more open-minded. Because man, if I was stuck in a closed mindset when it came to my health and when it came to what the doctors told me was the best option or the only option, I definitely would not be here today. I would not be sitting here today. I would not have skin like this today. I would not have the mindset and outlook on life I have today. Yeah, I saw someone recently on social media who has psoriasis, which is the thing that I've experienced a lot of my life as well. And like, she's taking the immunosuppressant injections, which is a very common treatment option for psoriasis. She's also experienced a lot of other treatment options for psoriasis in the traditional medical system, and is also experiencing infertility, also experiencing PCOS, also experiencing endometriosis. And I can't help but see this and just feel for her so much, because I'm like, girl, like, I know you're doing what you think you can to best support you, yet I feel as if her mindset is so closed off to what you can do. How about I rephrase this in a way that doesn't point out anyone? Actually, you know what? This could be fucking anyone, so we'll leave it at that. But essentially, like, you need to have an open mind. You need to think outside the box, because if you don't, you're going to be a victim to whatever you're being told. And if you're just constantly listening and like accepting everything, then loops are going to keep repeating. Now, the reason I don't always agree with what professionals tell you is that I understand they've studied, they've gone to all the things, and they're knowledgeable in their field. Yet we're not even taught how to understand ourselves and to understand how our body is communicating with us, yet we're the one who literally has the potential to know ourselves the best out of anyone. You have you through every single stage of your life, yet we're not taught how to listen to ourselves. We are constantly taught that these things are external of us. And this comes to you when we're looking at both beliefs and your health and how they are intertwined. A very common limiting belief when it comes to women in general, people in general, and how this is very linked to health and especially skin conditions is underneath all the layers, I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy. Now, you might think, oh, I don't think that. I think I'm worthy. I think I'm good enough. However, if we had a look at your actions over a 24-hour period and we dived into the subconscious programming of your actions in a 24-hour period, majority of people would be showing some behaviors, and this is myself included, I'm still working on this, that show some behaviors that underneath, when you peel back the layers like an onion, if you picture like the core of an onion and it's got all these layers, the outside of the onion is this behavior. Let's say, for example, you tell yourself, I'm going to get up at my alarm tomorrow, and you don't. Lots of people do that. I do that still sometimes, like very common, right? That's the outside of the onion. It's just that is a behavior that's just normalized. Now, if we peel back the layers of that, why were you going to get up early? Oh, so I could go for a walk. Why are we going to go for a walk? So I can move my body. Why were you going to move your body? Because I like how it makes me feel. All the things. Now, if we peel back the layers, it's like, yes, a bit of self-sabotage in there, a bit of laziness in there, a bit of choosing comfort over uncomfortability. And we know that what happens in outside of our comfort zone, right? That's the equation for change. That's the formula for change and for growth. So hopefully you can see how when we begin to peel back the layers, and the core of this is, I am not worthy. I'm not worthy of feeling good in my body. I'm not worthy of getting in a good mood in the morning before I have to go to work. And I say this with love, because that belief that we've just like maybe identified in that one behavior. And then if we take a look at your health, I wonder how else your health is showing you signs that support the core belief of I'm not worthy or I'm not good enough. And this this isn't specific to like one individual. This is a very, very common limiting belief that a lot of individuals feel, and it's not your fault. Let me tell you that. Let me focus on that. It is not your fault. However, it is your responsibility. Now I've brought this into your awareness, so what the fuck are you going to do with it? I'm going to help you. So, with our beliefs, they're not just shown to us. We can't just go like, give me my beliefs. We have to look at our behaviors. And this is a way that you can do this in your home, in your day-to-day life. There are some really cool other ways we can get to limiting beliefs and get to get to understand our beliefs on a subconscious level through subconscious processes and NLP processes, which is again what we focus on in the Glow method as well, and take you through different processes that allow you to come to this understanding yourself. It's never me telling you these things. Like, I'm kind of telling you this right now with the belief I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy. And if you're like, I don't relate to that, if we had a session where we were going into the subconscious, things come up in your subconscious that you are consciously not aware of, and that memories that you're not even aware of. We store so much in our body. So before I get into that and storing emotions and memories and beliefs in our body and how that manifests into our health, I'll circle back to that. However, what I was saying before, how to identify your beliefs through your behaviors. It's a huge one that I think so many of us overlook because it sounds so fucking simple. And this is a thing when it comes to pretty much every core pillar of the Glow method and what I'm about and what I will be talking about in Touch Some Grass podcast. Like, firstly, touch some grass. That sounds way too simple, way too easy, way too accessible. So people were like, what the fuck? Touch some grass? What's that going to do? Do it. Do it. Let me know how you feel. Because, like, there are just so many simple things like laying on the grass, walking barefoot. Like, I guarantee you're going to feel better if you go and touch some grass. If you go and walk on the grass barefoot, give it a go. Anyway, if you're listening to this, you probably already know that. You probably already do it, and you probably already love the effects of something simple like that. So, yeah. Anyway, identifying your beliefs through your behaviors. And it's just being really honest with yourself in a way that isn't like self-loathing. It's in a way that you are doing it from a place of wanting better from yourself, and you're doing it from a place of like just some curiosity, and to not involve so much emotion in your behaviors. Like, let's say waking up and sleep pausing your alarm, whatever, that makes me feel like fucking shit, but I still do it sometimes. Why? Let's take the emotion out of it, because if we feel like shit, we feel guilt and shame for that action, and it's not necessarily beneficial for us to really like dive into the emotion of that and to repeat that emotional feeling. Let's just look at it from a logical lens. So I want you to put your logic glasses on now, not your emotional glasses. Okay, cool. That behavior, sleeping in my alarm. How is that not serving me? And what is the benefit I'm getting from that? And this isn't just in a sleep. This is like across other behaviors. Like, you don't meal prep and you say you're going to meal prep. You are just like choosing to eat shit food when you could have just cooked yourself a really beautiful, nutritious meal that's fed you for 4 days. These little things. And it's like, yeah, if you do it once off, like, no big deal. But if it happens again and again, it's like, no, that's not just a once off. This is a behavior and this is a pattern. And how can we like stop the pattern and rewire the pattern, so then we can rewire what is going on with our belief system and with our actions? Because the way we rewire our belief system isn't just through like mentally choosing a new belief. I think there's too much focus sometimes on, I know when affirmations were like a huge thing, and they are really beneficial, don't get me wrong. However, they have to be coupled with some action as well. Because if you're just saying things, it's like talk is cheap. You know what I mean? Like, actions speak louder than words. So when you pair it together in a way that serves you, then you can really start to experience some change. So the way that you rewire your beliefs is through your actions and is through your behaviors. Now, when we look at our identity of who we think we are, this was a really big thing that I moved through. Because, for example, I was diagnosed with psoriasis when I was like a year old. So for a very long time, I believed that I was the girl with funny dots on her skin. I was the girl that people like, all these stories. Now I'm just like thinking about it and going back and like, yeah, there are all these stories that I made up from these different experiences, especially in my childhood, that I then created these belief systems about. I was the girl that didn't get picked for things. I was the girl who had funny dots on her skin. I was the girl that people, whatever, all the stories, it's kind of irrelevant. But can you see how when you have these beliefs, how they then play out in your later life. And if I continue to stay on that trajectory of those beliefs and didn't question those things, didn't do the work that was necessary to stop, reflect, and choose different and follow that through with action, then like I said before, I wouldn't be sitting here today. Like, very simple. So I wonder for you, like, what stories have you been telling yourself for a long time? And the thing is, hindsight's a beautiful thing, right? I'm sure you can reflect on different stages in your life too, where you're like, wow, what was I thinking? Or whatever. Or sometimes it's very easy to make judgments from an outsider's opinion on someone else's relationship or someone else's way they live their life. It's like, yes, you're seeing that from an outside point of view. Now, the thing is, you can also zoom out in your own world and do this for you right now and see it from a point of view where you're taking out, again, the emotion in a way that allows you to see it from your highest good and your highest potential. So if you are in a position right now where you can like shut down your eyes, or if you're in a comfortable position right now, you're not driving, or if you're walking, if you can go over and just pause for a moment, like have a seat, whatever, or you can come back to this later on. I would love for you to visualize your highest potential, your highest good. What is your highest potential? How do they want you to show up? And I'll give you permission to dream fucking big. Nothing is off limits in terms of who you believe you can be. And this may be the first time you've ever done something like this. And if it is, go there. Whatever comes to mind, go there. So let's do a little activity, shall we? This is some of the stuff that we also do in the glow method. But for now, if you're in a place where you can close down your eyes and take a deep breath, I'll give you a few moments to do so. And this is just a really simple, quick exercise for you to visualize your highest good and your highest potential and your highest timeline, whatever you want to call it. There's lots of labels for this, but essentially we want to view you to zoom out. So if you can close down your eyes and take a deep breath to just ground yourself right now into the moment, and visualize yourself going up and up and up and up and up above where you are right now, like a bird's eye view. From this point of view, you want the best for you. And you can see how you can continue choosing what you're choosing to do today. You can see the trajectory that will take you. You can also see a potential outcome for yourself from the version of you who values her worth, from the version of you who knows that she is worthy, from the version of you that knows she is good enough, from the version of you that values herself and values her own truth, from the version of you that values her healing, who values coming home to herself. And you can see there's also an outcome for that version of you. Now, all roads lead back to the same end result. Not to be grim, but we will die someday. That's inevitable. However, the path on the way there, you can choose to live in your truth, to live in your authenticity, to live up to the miracle that is this life, and by choosing you and your values and your health and how you know you can thrive. Really picture that version of yourself who's thriving. She's got beautiful skin. She's free in her body. She's free to do whatever she wants to do. There is no limits on her potential. She can do whatever she wants in this lifetime. I want you to really know that and believe in that and trust it. No matter what your health journey is right now, please know that any outcome is possible for you. It might just take some refinement on the steps you're choosing today, and maybe it does require a little bit more honesty, a little bit more growth, a little bit more education, more guidance, more support. to choose the version of you that lives up to her highest good and lives up to her highest potential. And you do this because you love you. You've been with you from day dot. You're going to be with you until day dot. You are there every step of the way with yourself. And this like low-key makes me emotional talking about it, because you have you for life. Like, you literally have got you for life. And the sooner you can become your number one cheerleader and your best friend when it comes to these things, not saying there are going to be bumps in the road. However, when you can come back to really trusting yourself, your body's innate intelligence, and trust the fact that whatever happens to you really happens for you, and it's giving you constant opportunities to follow your authentic truth, which is a beautiful opportunity to reach that through your health. When you're open to that, the opportunities are endless for you and this beautiful little world in your mind. And you can borrow my point of view right now. If you don't see that for yourself, pretend I'm wearing some glasses. I'm going to give them to you right now. You can put those on and view the world through that lens. And take a moment to do that. Some may say rose-colored glasses, and I quite frankly don't give a fuck, because I love seeing the world that way. And know that's possible for you too. Now, I want you to take a deep breath. Come back into this present moment and realize that it is all possible for you. Maybe something's come up for you, and if it has, I'm here with you. I'm here to support you. And if it has brought up something for you, be curious around it, be open-minded. See that maybe has come from your highest potential, your highest good, and please know you're always guided and protected on this path. And if anything deeper has come up for you and you need some extra support, please feel free to message me. If anything cool came up for you in that little experience, make sure to leave a comment as well if you want to share, and maybe if something you want to journal about as well. But anyway, I do not know where that came from, but I felt like that was necessary, and I felt like I needed to do that. I did not expect that or plan that. Anyway, yeah, now that we're back into reality, hello. I hope you can see how much like fun and fucking carefree life can be when you have this lens that anything's possible. And the thing is, in order to have that lens that anything is possible, you need to have an open mind with your beliefs when it comes to you and your health. Because your health is just an expression of what's going on internally. And I will bang on that until the day I die. Like, that is just the ultimate truth. Our body holds on to the things that our mind wants to forget. How does it do this? A belief is formed through an experience or something that someone's told us when we were younger, potentially, typically. Yet when we're younger, we're in that moment, we're so present in that moment, we don't have maybe the knowledge, the understanding, the emotional maturity, the wisdom, whatever it is, to question that in that moment. So we take it on as truth, we take it on board, and you begin to be a slave to that belief. Now, it manifests differently, and I use the word manifest. How can I break that down? It shows up differently for different people. And that's the crazy thing, I reckon, is that we're all human vessels, human bodies, but for some of us it will show up in certain symptoms and other in different symptoms. And circling back, wow, I just went around the world, but to like diagnoses, they are just matched to a condition that they can label you and say you have this. So it's like, let's just organize people and their expressions of their body and what they're doing and put them all into these neat little boxes of, oh, you've got psoriasis, you've got PCOS, you've got eczema, you've got whatever you've got. Do you know what I mean? Like, just like box it all up. And yes, there can be some benefits to knowing what you have so you can get the right treatment. Yet at the same time, all of these chronic conditions, immune conditions, all the things have one thing in common: the state of your nervous system and how your beliefs are influenced by your nervous system and vice versa. So if you get diagnosed with something and you think, oh, well, that's it, you've got this and you've got it for life, and you think, right, I have this thing. Let me stop you there firstly. When you say I have something, you are owning it as that is who you are. You don't have it, you're simply experiencing it. And experiencing whatever it is just your body communicating with you. That is like one aspect of brain retraining, understanding your language that you use and how that is a part of your beliefs as well. Because again, your beliefs, we have like beliefs are non-stop. 95% of our beliefs are subconscious, meaning they are we're not aware of them. It's just the patterns in how we do things. So we need to make the unconscious conscious or aware of it, and then we can do the things to make the change in it, take action on it. When suffering occurs is when you do not take action on these beliefs that you have been brought into your awareness, and you just like let them do their thing. That is suffering. That is being a victim to your circumstances. So how can you be the victor instead? How can you see what's going on, see your circumstances going, cool, how do I take responsibility? How do I change this? And just trusting that like fucking anything is possible. Change is inevitable and it's up to you. So let's sort of circle back to the beliefs from your childhood. By holding on to these beliefs from your childhood, is that serving who you are today? Probably not. Probably not. So whatever you are not changing, you are choosing. Bit of a tough love one there, but I truly believe that is true, because you can continue on the cycle of trying all different treatments and all different things, but until you resonate, until you question your own beliefs with it, like the loop and the cycle is going to keep repeating. And typically, a lot of the treatments available are suppressing the communications. Like, for example, many people, they'll have a headache and they take a Panadol because that fixes it. No, it just like suppresses it. And that's just one example. And so many people don't even like think that deeply about it. Like, that's very normal. Now, that's just one example of you suppressing something that your body's really trying to communicate with you. It could be communicating something as simple as, hey, I'm dehydrated. Give me some fucking water. Give me some water that's actually mineralized properly. Feed me filtered water that's not full of fluoride and chemicals. Like, key things there: hydrate, remineralize it, drink filtered or spring water, remineralize with Celtic sea salt or Himalayan, good quality Himalayan salt. That's just a standard foundations of health. So if you're not doing that, make that change. Yeah, so if let's say once a week for a year you do that, that's 52 opportunities for you to get to know yourself and your body better that you were just suppressing. And this happens constantly. If you're taking a daily medication, this is like happening time and time again. And it's suppressing something your body is trying to tell you. So Panadol is like a very surface level, I guess, example of suppressing the truth that your body's trying to express. There are obviously more. You might be taking a different medication for something else that's going on, and that is suppressing what's going on right now. Sometimes they serve their purpose. However, sometimes, why am I talking about medications? But to be talking about beliefs. This has been a whirlwind of a conversation. How can I bring it back? You know what? I'm really just expressing my truth, and I think that is what it is. The conversation is being led here for some reason, so let's just trust that. Because I'm talking about fucking medication right now, for whatever reason. So, with that being said, if you are of the belief that you need medication to solve your problem, you are sourcing something from outside of yourself. Now, I believe the true course of healing is knowing that that's already within you. And that's what I want to help you to encourage you to do is come back to you, knowing that the answer is already within you. It just maybe takes a little more digging, a little more curiosity, and nailing the foundations to get back to listening to yourself better. Because your symptoms are just the surface level. They're just showing what's going on the outside. They're the physical things that maybe we can see or feel, but they're indicating something deeper. I think sometimes we all have something that's happened in our lives, and without getting into like a trauma conversation, there are things that have happened in everyone's lives, and trauma is just a scale of that person's experience. The worst thing that has happened to you is the worst thing that has happened to you. And I say that with so much love because I went a very long time not knowing that and comparing my experiences to other people, thinking, oh, I haven't got it that bad because that person's got it worse. And like there is, I think this even comes from like eating dinner on the table, like being told if I don't eat my dinner, like, oh, what about the starving kids in Africa? I'm sure I wasn't the only one who got told that growing up. So even from little things, like little sayings like that, you automatically go, oh no, someone's got it worse off than me. And that, again, is like a story that can ripple into so many other areas. And no, it's not said with bad intent. Our parents just want us to eat our bloody dinner. But the beliefs that can grow off of something like that is where we just need to have that curiosity and that open-mindedness. Like, yeah, that was said not in a bad way, not to be a villain. It wasn't said with the intention to like throw our beliefs off. So this is why the curiosity is important, just like question where have these beliefs come from, and does that belief serve me today, and how can I change that? So the worst thing that's happened to you is the worst thing that's happened to you, and your body will hold that and create beliefs from that. So overall, I just invite you to be curious with your beliefs, with how you view yourself and your connection to your condition. Know that you are just experiencing it. Know that it is not you. You are experiencing it. Simple. Take yourself out of it. Audit your behaviors. Audit some little things in your day-to-day life that could be correlated to some beliefs that don't serve you. And make some notes of how you could change the behavior to then change the belief. And you can see how they're intertwined. And that could be a great thing for you to do. Choose 3 behaviors that you've done today or in the last week that don't serve you for your highest good, your highest potential. 3 things that you have done in the last week that don't serve your highest potential. 3 things you can replace those actions with, or how you can better those actions, and the belief that correlates with those. If you write those down, and I say write them down because when we connect pen to paper, just different stuff happens in our body with it. So I really encourage you to pen to paper that one, or you can tap it in your notes, whatever. And that's something you can work on to really dial in on your beliefs. I guess that gives you a little bit of insight into the way my brain works when it comes to beliefs and our health, and how they are very intertwined, and how we can choose to change it. So enjoy this little activity. Like I mentioned a couple of times, I have my Glow Method school community that if you're interested in any of these things and you want to learn more, that's the perfect place to start. You can get 7 days free with your free onboarding call with me to see where you're at and see how you can make the most out of the space over those 7 days. Until then, I will see you in the next episode. And remember, go and touch some grass.